I want to ask a question. Why do good people suffer? Why? Why do good people suffer? Why do good people die? Why do good people have to be at the back side of life all the time? Why? Look at the Bible. If you look through scriptures in the Bible, starting from the days of Adam, between Cain and Abel. Cain gave a bad sacrifice. Abel gave a good sacrifice. A sacrifice that pleased God, that made God happy, and that made God excited. But at the end of the day, it was Abel that died. Why? Why did Abel have to die? Why did God allow Abel to die? Even when he did the right thing. Stepping it up, coming forward. Look at Joseph, among the 12, the sons of Jacob. Joseph, the Bible said, was honorable, he was good, he was righteous, he was true, he did everything right, and his father loved him the most. But he was the most hated, the most despised, and eventually he was sold into slavery. Why? Why would this good son that would not join his brothers to do bad things, that decided to keep himself straight and right with God, and decided to live a good and a pure and a holy and a righteous life and stand for the truth, irrespective of what is going on around him, but eventually it was the same person that ended up becoming a slave? Why? Why do good people have to suffer? Why do good people have to be the one that always be at a position of disadvantage all the time? Why? Look at this. When Joseph got into Egypt, his master's wife decided to have sex with him, but he said, I can't do this great evil and wickedness against God and against my master. And for that, he went to jail and spent years, many years in prison. Why? He did the right thing. He decided to go the right way and not to do the thing that is wrong. And eventually, he had to be in prison for doing the right thing. Why would people have to suffer for the right they did? Why would people have to suffer for the good they did? Abel brought a good sacrifice, and because of his good sacrifice, he died. Joseph wouldn't do wrong things with his brothers, and because of that, he was sold into slavery. He would not sleep with his master's wife, and because of that, he spent many years in jail. Why do good people have to suffer? Why do we have to suffer for doing the right thing? Why do we have to suffer for doing what is true and what is good? Look at it in our examination system. It is students who cheat in exams that make the best grades. Meanwhile, those who decide to be faithful and true to examination rules and regulations are the ones who fail eventually. Why? Why do good people have to go through this painful and turbulent ordeal because of their good? Meanwhile, those who are doing bad things, who are doing wrong things, who are doing all the abominable and dirty things are the ones getting away with what they do and also getting the best benefits of life. Then would one say it profits to be good? Would one say it profits to be right, to follow rules and regulations, when those who don't do the right thing, who don't follow rules and regulations, who don't do what is good, eventually are the ones who are sitting at the best position in life, who are enjoying the best privileges. They are the ones getting the best opportunities and the best of it all. Meanwhile, those who do good are suffering, are thrown away, sometimes even killed and forgotten. Why? Why do good people have to suffer? I know of a man and a woman, and the man said, I would keep myself free from immorality, sex, fornicating until I get married. And he decided, I was not going to have sex, I was not going to touch any woman, I was not going to do anything with anybody until I meet my wife and we are lawfully wedded before I would have sex. Now what happened? When it was time to be married, after keeping himself and abstaining for all his life, when it was time to be married, he fell in love, found a girl his heart is attracted to. And unfortunately, the girl had the same resolve, that she was not going to have sex with anybody until she meets her husband. And she has kept herself free from sex all her life. Now eventually these two people who has made this resolve right from when they were kids, and they never knew each other, now they found each other and they love each other so passionately, so deeply, so aggressively. Now it's time to be married. What is going on? The parents on both sides say, never, you two will not get married. And they began to torture them, and they began to insult them, and they began to curse at them, and they began to pour blames and accuses and allegations against them, raising up different levels of accusation. At some point, the parents of the man will call the girl a witch, will call her a demon, will call her an evil spirit, will say all sorts of bad things against her. And the parents of the girl on the other side will call the man all sorts of bad things. And these two people had to suffer painfully to be married. Why? 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 Why does it have to be so? That one who would not pay bribe, who will not do the wrong thing in the working place, is the one who will eventually be laid off from service. Meanwhile, those who bribe their way through and those who do dirty things to get their way through eventually are retained, their offices and their salaries, and also are even promoted. Why? You do the right thing and you suffer. But then you do the wrong thing and you get away with it, you are promoted, you are exalted, you are even pampered and encouraged at the end of the day. So now, would one say that it is right to do the right thing? Would one say it is okay to do the right thing? Would one say it is good to do the right thing? Now look at this. There is this bishop, most people will know him, Archbishop Benson Idahosa. Benson Idahosa was a strong force for purity, for righteousness, for godliness in the world, all over the world. But eventually, Benson Idahosa died at the age of 56. Why? A man, a preacher of righteousness, of godliness, a man full of the power and the Spirit of God, eventually dies at 56. Meanwhile, false prophets and false pastors, false teachers, false ministers are living up to over 90. Some are about to get to 100. And they are false. Why would the good one have to die so quick? The bad one has so much long life here on earth. Why? Why is our world positioned in such a way that good people suffer for being good and bad people get away with being bad? Why? Why? Why would this girl, who has given her heart, her time, her effort, her money, her love, everything to a man she loves, she has poured all of herself out to him, and eventually she's dumped and abandoned for a girl who has done nothing for this man. The man abandons her to pick a girl who has done nothing for him, and the one who labored for him, suffered for him, worked and put so much effort and invested in him. He abandons her to go take someone who did nothing for him. Why? Why is life positioned this way? Like, why? Why exactly does it have to happen this way over and over and over and over again? Look at Moses. Moses was banished from Egypt and his life haunted to be killed. Why? Because he was trying to protect and defend his people. And for defending his people, he was banished and haunted to be killed. Why? Someone should tell me why. You do the right thing and you suffer. You do the wrong thing and you get away with it. Many girls are out there who are opening their legs wide open. Their legs are like the east and the west pole of the four cardinal points. Wide open, spread out 180 degrees. Anything that comes through penetrates. Anything that comes through penetrates. But those kind of girls, they eventually get married peacefully, calmly, nicely, without any problem. But then this one who has decided, I will keep myself virgin until marriage. The man decided, I will keep myself virgin until marriage. This one is now having to be cursed at for falling in love with a virgin girl. And the man has to be cursed out the girl has to be cursed out for falling in love with a virgin man. Why? Like, why do people have to suffer for being right? Why do people have to suffer for doing the right thing? It's very, very pathetic. Look at this. A presidential election where where the rightful winner of the election, that everybody knows he won by a landslide, eventually was the one that was kicked out of office. So his opponent, his opposition would take office. Why? A man who rightfully, legally won elections, according to the standard and the setting of the law, was kicked out of office. So his opponent, who lost the election, who rigged also, and who was caught cheating severally, was the one that was swept into office in place of the rightful winner. Sincerely, my heart is broken. Why? Because good people suffer for being good. Like, I just feel saddened in my heart. I feel so unhappy and uneasy in my spirit. Why? Because you're being good, get ready to be punished. Even the Bible says that you will be persecuted for righteousness' sake. The Bible said it. You will be persecuted because you were righteous. You will be fought against because you were righteous. You will be kicked against because you were righteous. You might even be killed because you were righteous. Jesus told his disciples, and he said, for righteousness' sake, you will be murdered. You will be killed. You will be persecuted. You will be knocked out for being good, for being righteous, for being holy, for standing for the right thing. Those who are promoting demonic and dark agendas, they are not being criticized. They are not being attacked. They are not being killed. They are not being persecuted. But you, who wants to stand for the truth, stand for God, stand for righteousness, stand for purity, you are the one eventually that will be attacked. You are the one eventually that will be killed, that will be persecuted, that will be insulted, and that will be cursed out. Why is it? That good daughter in the family, that good son in the family, that good child in the family is always the one that gets the worst treatment from the family. That good one eventually is the one that gets the worst kind of treatment from the family. Why? That one that is working so hard to make daddy happy, working so hard to make mommy happy, is the one that is eventually betrayed and heartbroken the most at the end of the day. Why does it have to go that way? Like, tell me why it eventually has to be that way. Now, can one confidently say it profits to be good? Can one confidently say it profits to be nice, to be true, to be right, and to be sincere? Does it really profit to do those things? Why? Why is it that in a garden, the most beautiful flowers are the ones that are plucked out? And you know, the moment you pluck it out, that flower dies. You have disconnected it from the source of life. Why? Why do good people suffer? Why do good people die? Why do good people have to be treated like trash all the time? Why is it that the world is strategically positioned in such a way that the best things goes to the bad people and the worst things comes to good people? Why? This happens over and over and over again. If there is someone to suffer, if there is someone to be blamed, if there is someone to go down, it will be a good person and not a bad one. Why? Check out our prisons, are awash, full of good people who are innocent of the crimes they were accused of. Thousands and thousands of people locked in cells, locked in prisons, but they were innocent. Why are they in prison? Because they did the right thing. Because they were on the right side. Because they were on the position and on the path of truth and justice. And for that, they are jailed and they are locked up in prisons. But those who are criminals, committing the crime, doing the evil, and all of these, get away with it. They're in society, living freely, fairly, and nicely. Why? Why does it have to be so? Why does it have to be so? Look at it all over the world. It's known generally that Africa has the largest population of religious and spiritual people. There are no people as spiritual and religious as Africans, but then Africa is the most wretched part of the world. I mean wretched. The most wretched part of the world. Why? One would have thought these people pray a lot. They fast a lot. They do a lot of spiritual things. And with their spirituality, they should live the best life. But no. Countries that practice all sorts of abominations, they don't even care anything about being spiritual. They have little or no care for God and all that. Those are the countries that are among the first world countries. Those are the countries living the most comfortable and happy and calm lives. Meanwhile, the place where there is so much spirituality is suffering, is dying, is hungry, is poor, and is broke. Why? Why does it have to go that way? Like, why does it have to go that way? Good people suffer, and bad people get away with it. Bad people are good. Look at it. The richest men around town, who drive the best cars, live in the best houses, live in has the best wealth. Those ones, majorly, usually, are the bad people. Bad people. Then look at good people. They are poor. They are broke. They have nothing. No food. No clothes. No house. They are just there, suffering from day to day to day. Why? Why does it have to be so? Why does it have to be so? At one point, I got a report from a man that said something was stolen in my company. Someone broke into the office and stole valuable items. And I wasn't even there at the time. I wasn't even within the office premises at the time. But eventually, he was accused of being the thief and made to pay for something he didn't take. Punished and paying for something he knows nothing about. I mean, nothing about. The good man had to suffer. While the bad one, the thief, the main criminal, let go, let loose, free to roam about without being disturbed. Why does it have to be so? Like, why does it have to be so? And this is not just the first time or the second or the third time. It keeps happening. Why did Jesus have to die? Jesus, a loving man. Jesus, a caring man. Jesus, a godly man. A man that healed people, that raised dead people, that fed people, that was compassionate and merciful towards people. Why did he have to die? One would say, well, he came to die. That was his mission. Fine. Couldn't he have died a nice way? Couldn't he have died nicely, calmly, happily, gently? He could have died that way. Why did he have to go through a cruel, painful death like a criminal? Why was he hung on the cross? Usually in the land of Israel, criminals are the ones hung on the cross. You don't hang somebody on the cross except they are accused of criminal offense. But Jesus, the good man, the holy man, the righteous man, the man that was merciful, feeding and doing a lot of things for people, was hung on the cross like a criminal, like a thief, like a cruel and a wicked person when he was not. Why? Good people have to suffer. Look at the Bible. All the disciples of Jesus Christ, they all died in a cruel way. Every single one of them, except for John the Beloved. Every single one of them died cruelly. Why did they have to die? Because they were doing the right thing. They were doing the right thing. And that is why they died. Hey, being good pays, but it takes time. It takes time. Believe me. Being good pays, but it takes time. I want you to know that. You might be doing the right thing now and suffering while doing the right thing. But it will pay you. But not anytime soon. It takes time. A lot of time. Really, it does take a lot of time. I don't know what to say, but then I just know that if you are good, remain good. One day, your good will pay off. It might not pay now. It might not pay soon. But later, someday, your good will pay off. Hold on. Keep on. Ride on. Continue. One day, your good will eventually pay off. And when it does, you'll be at the smiling end at the end of the day. I heard a story of a man who wanted to serve and be useful for his community. And for that, he decided to build a community police station and then get security operatives in the police station he built single-handedly so as to protect lives and properties of the members of the community. But what happened? Eventually, immediately after he completed that project of building a community police station, stationing policemen there that will guide, protect, and secure the environment, at the end of the day, that man's house was burnt, his wife and 2 kids was kidnapped and killed, And then he had to pay ransom to the kidnappers. After paying millions of naira from borrowing money from friends and from also the bank, he still had his wife and children killed. And so his life literally came down to nothing because he did the right thing, because he did a good thing. And eventually it was discovered that one of the policemen from the same police station he built ganged up with armed robbers and kidnappers to come and perform this operation. Why? Like sometimes I reason and I say, God, why do you sit up there and watch good people suffer and do nothing? You watch them beaten, you watch them cheated, betrayed, heartbroken, and cruelly handled, and eventually you just do nothing about it, and you let them suffer the way they suffer. Hey, some things are best left to God. But then if you are good, the Bible says remain good. If you are faithful, the Bible says remain faithful. Because in due time, I said, in due time, you will reap if you do not lose heart. So says the word. So says the Bible. It says, he that is good, be good still. He that is faithful, be faithful still. For in due time, in due time, in due time, you will reap if you don't lose heart. It is always about a due time. For you that is good, it is always about a due time. In due time, you will reap if you do not lose heart. Well, this is what I have for you today. Stand strong, stand still. Don't move, because eventually you are getting there. Thank you.